Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking all things self-worth, boundaries and standards. Now, I love making these videos because no one really teaches you how to build your self-worth. No one really tells you what self-worth is, how to build it, how to make it stronger. So I'm here today to spill the tea with you all. So I've built my self-worth from literally the ground up. My self-worth, my confidence was destroyed, I want to say end of 2024. So it's been a good year and a half of me building. I didn't actually learn this from anywhere. I kind of just learnt it myself. So if my terminology is not right or the way I'm explaining it's a bit weird, just bear with me, because this is all from my own experience, all from what I've learnt. Nothing's from Google, nothing's from ChatGPT. So to me, self-worth is where you put your worth, but it's where you feel worthy. So for example, some people put their self-worth into relationships, so they only feel worthy when they're in a relationship, and when they're not in a relationship they don't feel worthy. Some people put their self-worth into money, into business, into career, and only feel worthy when their business is doing well, when they have a good job, when they get paid a lot of money, etc. I put a lot of my self-worth into relationships. So when I was constantly in and out of relationships, when I was in them, felt good, felt loved, felt worthy. Out of them, felt like shit, had no backbone, had no self-worth. And because of that, I attracted a lot of toxic people into my life, and just toxic circumstances, I want to say, like people, relationships, friendships, workplaces, you name it. I had it because my self-worth was on the floor. So if you're unsure of where your self-worth lies at the moment, probably just have a think about where you feel the most loved, where you feel the most worthy, secure, supported, whether that's with money, with friends, with your family, with the way that other people view you. Is it, I don't know, is it friendships? Like, where does your self-worth lie? And essentially we want our self-worth to lie within ourselves, what we believe about ourselves, the way we feel about ourselves, the way we show up for ourselves. That is really where you want your self-worth to lie, because then it's reliant on you and it's not reliant from external factors. So your whole outer world can shake up, but as long as you're strong in here, then you're good. I kind of teach you what I know about self-worth and how I built my self-worth. So a big part of self-worth is beliefs. Your beliefs, what you believe about yourself, how you feel about yourself, and then obviously that reflects into your actions, habits and behaviors. So if you don't like yourself, if you hate yourself, if you think negatively about yourself, you're not going to have high self-worth, because you don't even have the beliefs or the mindset to back it, to back your actions. Because I think back to a time where I really hated myself, hated being myself, wanted to be anyone else. Like, why would I ever show up for myself? If I hate myself, why would I show up for myself? I wouldn't, because I don't like myself. So why would I put time and energy into myself to be better? I wouldn't, and I wasn't. I did that for a long time until I realized that, oh shit, like I actually need to start treating myself better if I want to feel better. So the easiest way you can start building your self-worth is through your habits and your routine. So massive one for me was morning and night routine. And it's something so small and something that people probably don't even think about, but the way that you show up for yourself every morning and every night says so much about your self-worth. Because when I had low self-worth, I was sleeping in, rushed. I was always rushed. I was always late, not eating breakfast, not even exercising, waking up scrolling on my phone. Like, these are all habits of having low self-worth. And I'm not saying that like you can't do these things ever, but for the majority of your like weeks, if you're waking up and you have no routine, it just indicates that there's not enough self-respect for yourself, essentially. And that might be a bit harsh, but that's just how I am. So I'm sorry for hurt your feelings. I'm actually not sorry, because that's what you need to hear. Morning and night routine is massive, because you really get to see how you show up for yourself. Because in the morning you're tired. You're tired and you don't want to get up and you don't want to go to work and you don't want to have to do your to-do list. Like, you want to stay in bed. But that is where the test is. That is where the test is. That is when you can be like, you know what, I am tired, but I have things to do today. I get to show up for myself today. How privileged am I to live another day? Like, I think gratitude is another massive one for self-worth. Like, we are so privileged in this day and age, and we have no idea. We take everything for granted. What I'm trying to get at is that you have the choice. You have choice in the morning and you have choice at night. How are you going to choose to spend your time? That really is where the juice is. That's the juiciest part. When you have self-worth, it doesn't matter how tired you are, doesn't matter that you can't be bothered, doesn't matter that you have things to do, you're going to show up for yourself. You're going to wake up early, you're going to go to bed on time, because you know, it's almost like doing it for the future version of you. Like, you're going to do it because you know you're going to feel better tomorrow morning. You're going to get up because you know you're going to feel better before you go to work. Or you're going to get up and you're going to exercise because you know that's going to make you feel the best. So it's things like that where I really believe that's the core of where I built my self-worth. And then also to tie in with that, beliefs. Like, if I don't like myself, why the fuck would I get up early in the morning and exercise? Why? I don't have that respect for myself, so why the fuck would I do that? So go into your beliefs. What do you believe about yourself? Like, what do you actually believe about yourself? And the best way to find your subconscious beliefs is to think about what other people think about you. If I was to ask you what your friends and family think about you, good and bad, what are you going to say? Because everything that you think people think about you is the way that you subconsciously feel about yourself. Now, this can be quite a tough pill to swallow, and there are probably things that you're not going to like to admit that you do deep down believe about yourself. But I can guarantee you, if you didn't believe it, you wouldn't even think that other people believe it. Like, that's just fact. That's just facts. So that is the foundation, because then you can build from that. I'm sorry, it is like crazy windy outside, but that is, you can build from that. Because if you have negative experiences, if you have negative beliefs, if you have, yeah, just like a bad mindset, if you really strongly dislike yourself, then we can rewire it. We can rewire it into liking yourself and showing up for yourself. A lot of it is going to come from perspective, because if you love yourself, if you actually love yourself, why would you not make yourself feel the best? Like, if you actually loved yourself, you would do everything you said you were going to do. You would do everything in your power to feel good all the time. Make sure that you're organized, stay on top of things. Like, you would fuel yourself because you love yourself and you know how that makes you feel. And then vice versa, if you don't, why would you ever show up for yourself? However you feel about yourself is what you're going to subconsciously attract into your life. So for me, I secretly did not like myself. I did not respect myself. I wasn't showing up for myself. So all I did was attract people who felt the exact same way about me. And it's pretty fucking shitty. And you don't want to go through something like that, because it's heartbreaking, because essentially it comes back to you. It comes back to you. And it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. This is where we set standards, and this is where we set boundaries within our self-worth. Boundaries, I feel like boundaries is a big one, because you need the boundaries in order to show up for yourself. If you don't have any boundaries, you don't have any self-worth, you have no respect, because then you're just doing whatever everyone else wants. What about what you want? Here's a reminder, you are the most important person in your life. You are the most important person in your life, above your partner, above your family, above your friends, above your work. You are the most important person in your life. So why are you not treating yourself like the most important person in your life? Riddle me diddle that. Anyway, so this is why we need boundaries. We need boundaries because we need to respect our time. We need to respect our energy. We need to respect our space. And if there are people in your life that will not respect your boundaries, there's the fucking door. It can walk on out. If you have people in your life that you know will not respect your boundaries, they shouldn't be there in the first place, and to be honest, they will just quite literally fall away. You will actually not need to do anything because they will just naturally leave your life. And you don't want people like that in your life. You don't want people like that in your life that don't respect you and don't respect your boundaries. I had people like that in my life that I knew that if I set a boundary, I would lose them. Why the fuck do you want people like that in your life? You don't. They're fucking energy drainers. They're not good for you. They're not good for you. And if that is not the biggest red flag, then I don't know what is. Anyway, moving on. Boundaries. Respect your time, respect your energy, respect yourself. Where can you set boundaries in your life? Where do you need to set boundaries in your life? Because at the end of the day, when you don't have the boundaries, you're the one that suffers the consequences. You're the one that suffers, not them. And I always think about this analogy. I've always used this because I've experienced it. But you go out on the weekend, you're at a party, you've got work early next morning, you want to leave the party early. So you tell your friends, you're like, I want to leave the party early. Like, I've got work really early tomorrow morning. I know I'm going to be tired. I want to go. And all your friends sit there and say, oh, you're so boring. Oh, you're such a party pooper. You're such a grandma. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Just stay, blah, blah, blah. But what I think about is I'm the one that has to wake up tomorrow morning tired. I'm the one that has to go to work tired tomorrow morning. I'm going to be grumpy as shit because my friends want me to stay out at night. My friends want me to stay out. Fuck no. Fuck no. You're like, I don't know why being tired is such a big one for me, but like, I'm the one that has to deal with the consequences. So fuck you, because it's me. I'm the one waking up tired. I'm the one waking up with no energy. It's going to make me feel like shit for the rest of the day, and I'm the one that has to put up with it. Boundary. Not doing that anymore. Don't hang around people who do that. Don't hang around people who don't respect my boundaries. And I'm not friends with anyone who does that anyway. So fuck these people off. And yeah, if you have people like that in your life, maybe it's time to take a good look at who you're actually hanging around and just question if they really align with what you want and with your values and your goals. And like I said, if you're bettering yourself, which I can guarantee you are if you're watching this video, they're gonna just naturally fall away. So don't stress too much about that. So set boundaries in your life. And no, you don't have to feel guilty. And I know that's a big one that comes up a lot. People feel guilty. Why the fuck are you feeling guilty? This is your life. This is your life. You're the one, again, you're the one that has to deal with the consequences. So I don't know why you're feeling guilty. If you really believe that you're the most important person in your life, why would you ever feel guilty? When your friend sets a boundary, do you feel guilty? No. Do you think they feel guilty? No. If you don't respect yourself, you're going to feel guilty for setting a boundary. But if you respect yourself and you set that as the standard, then you're not going to feel guilty because you know that's what you deserve. Coming back to the self-worth, you know that you deserve that. You know that you deserve to have that standard in your life. So it's not going to make you feel guilty. Where in your life do you need to raise your standards? For me, this was the people I was hanging around. This was the boys I was talking to. This is my ex-boyfriends. No hate, but I have better standards now, okay? And that's just that. Because that's what I fucking deserve. That's what I fucking deserve. Because I have the beliefs to back my mindset, to back my self-worth, to back my boundaries, to back my standards. Do you see how this is all interlinked? It's so much more than just like believing in yourself or something stupid like that. It's so much deeper than that. It's literally connected to everything. So where in your life do you need to raise your standards? For me, it was the people I was hanging around. It was the place I was working. I have dealt with so many bare minimum breadcrumb fucking men that is not my standard anymore. It used to be because I put my self-worth into these men and, you know, push-pull dynamic, feeding the dopamine, feeding the fucking attachment. But I don't have that standard anymore. Your standard is like the minimum. The minimum. Like, if you're crying over a man that's like giving you the absolute bare minimum, it's time to raise the standard now. Because, again, when you respect yourself, why the fuck would you put up with that? Literally, why would you put up with that? There are so many men out there that are going to treat you so well. And I'm not, like, I do reference men a lot because I have had interesting experiences and I've learned a lot from my relationships. But I use them to educate, and I'm here to educate you. And if you're dealing with someone who doesn't really respect you, doesn't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, do you really think that you should be in that position? Again, coming back to the mindset, if I'm the most important person, do I deserve that? The best mindset to have, and this is something that I think about. Now, if you're spiritual, if you're religious, whatever you are, whatever you believe in, I want you to think about someone higher up. God, universe, a spirit, an angel, a goddess. I want you to think about them coming down to earth. and they're going to spend a week with you. So for example, I believe in God. So if God came down and spent a week with me, because I have such high respect and value for him or it, for the principle of it, because I have such high respect for God, if he was to come down and live with me for a week, how would you treat them? How would you treat them? If God came and stayed a week with me, would I let him sleep in and scroll on my phone? Would I feed him junk food? Would I go take him to Macca's and KFC? No. Why? Because I have that high respect. Because I have that respect, because I have that appreciation, that why would I ever treat him like that? I hope this helps you get a little bit more of an understanding on standards, boundaries, and self-worth, and that it really lies within you, the way that you feel, what you believe about yourself. And when you can actually build your self-worth from within, I promise you, the world can literally crumble and you will be standing strong. If you are interested, I do have a free masterclass called Magnetic Mastery. It is all things I've just spoken about: self-worth, boundaries, confidence, presence, energy. It's for free, so you can register to watch that. And I do actually have one-to-one coaching spaces available if you guys are interested. This is like my jam. This is my shit. So if you are interested in becoming that bitch, building that self-worth, and being a fucking high-value magnetic woman that doesn't settle for fucking less, you can either DM me on Insta, download my masterclass, let me know that you're interested, and let's connect. I'm just going to leave you with this. You are the most important person in your life, so start acting like it. Start setting the boundaries you need to protect your energy and to respect yourself. Start raising the standards for the life that you deserve, for the friendships, relationships, finances, career that you deserve. And if you struggle with that, go back to your beliefs. What do you believe about yourself? Why do you believe about yourself? Where does that come from? And start getting to the root of why you believe that, because once you have awareness, then you have a choice, and once you have a choice, the world is your oyster, my friend. So this is genuinely how I've built my own self-worth. This is no ChatGPT, this is no research. This is all me, and this is a journey, so don't ever forget, like, your healing isn't linear. This journey is not linear. You will struggle, you will face challenges, but do not let it stop you. Do not let it get in the way. I love you all. You got this. Please, let's start building that self-worth and actually building a life that you deserve. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.